Now, I have a question here I'm going to direct to Dennis Miralis, but then, Athena, I'd like you to weigh in on it too, should you like to respond. So, Dennis, here's the question. Given the interrelationship between bribery and money laundering, what steps are regulators and law enforcement agencies likely to take in the future to detect and deter such activity?
Thanks, Sal. So look, my view is that notwithstanding all the best efforts being made at an international level, and I'm referring here to both the Kyoto Congress, which I was invited to attend and did attend virtually, as well as UNGAS, the first United Nations Congress dealing with anti-corruption, which I also was fortunate enough to be invited to. Notwithstanding those efforts, my sense is that law enforcement agencies and regulators are going to be confronted by issues concerning cooperation. And some of the breakdown in cooperation, I think, on an international level has been impacted by what we've seen broadly as what's called COVID nationalism, which I think has the capacity to spill over in terms of how states cooperate with each other and also perhaps with which states they will cooperate. In the context of Australia, for example, recently Australia has suspended its mutual legal assistance treaty with Hong Kong. That was a jurisdiction with which Australia previously enjoyed a very close working relationship across law enforcement matters, including bribery and corruption and money laundering in particular. And I feel that they're going to be the challenges that law enforcement and regulators will need to now confront, ways in which states can work again together in order to deal with bribery and corruption, which is truly a global phenomenon and can't be resolved by individual states alone. And I think this needs to really commence at an interstate level where trust can be rebuilt, which will then allow law enforcement agencies and regulators to genuinely be able to detect and combat bribery and corruption globally.
Thank you, Dennis. Athena, do you have any thoughts on that? Steps likely to take in the future to detect and deter such activity?
I would agree with Dennis in particular about the importance of interstate cooperation, and I hope that it would be something that we'll see in particular in a few years, given that any corruption that would occur sort of due to COVID now will sort of become made apparent in the next couple of years, in which case I would hope that a structure would be put in place via these international organizations and foreign authorities' assistance on one another.